Right, time to move along. That was a good beer. I don't think I'm allowed to show having a beer on screen, am I? Wonder. I remember on American TV programs, they would not let you see you drinking, anybody drinking anything alcoholic, like a beer, even on a commercial. Strange. Wonder what you're supposed to do with it. Right, off we go. Now, up here is a little garden that is all but hidden away from most folks who cycle or walk past it. But I stumbled onto it recently by mistake. So let's take a walk down here and have a look. Right, follow me. I know the entrance is somewhere around here. Right, follow me through this sort of arbor of bamboo and magnolia. It's quite a labyrinth of pathways through here. Go round and about these tea houses, which will all be rented, I'm sure. And just below me now, over here, is the beginning of these ponds. Now this garden, as I said, is all but hidden. It's really terrific. Let's see what we can find. And it's also, thank goodness, nice and shady, which I can tell you I can do with today. This is one thing about, I don't know what it is about Chinese gardens, but they know how to make things peaceful very easily. Look at the sound of running water. Yeah. Now look at this. How can this be anything but peaceful? Let's see if I can find my way to the bridge over the pond. Now, down here somewhere, it's quite a maze of pathways. It's worth hunting for. And a great place to take a nap. Now look at this. Isn't this lovely? A little piece of heaven in the middle of the noise of construction. Terrific. Now I am guessing that this is the remains of a garden of a bigger house. Look, I can see some old walls over there that might be those remnants. But they've obviously cared for this. It's nicely wild and unkempt. No, it's not wild, but it's unkempt. Terrific. It could be manicured, but it's not. And of course every garden has a moon-shaped door. It's very important. And of course a bamboo forest. Every garden needs a bamboo forest. Wonderful things these. Of course it's a grass, not a tree. It's very big grass, of course. Sort of crouching tiger, hidden dragon sort of stuff. Right, and across the way, this is the bike path that we were on. Now down here is a sort of Zen rock garden. It's it's not a real rock garden, because a Zen-like rock garden would have 12 sitting stones, and the challenge is that you would have to find the 13th, and of course if you were in the right state of mind you would be that 13th. And carved into the paving stones is a poem, I'm guessing, which means
花间一壶酒，独尊无相亲。举杯邀明月，对影成三人。月既不解饮，饮徒随我身。
Right, as always, time to go along, move along. Now from here on in, the park becomes slightly more, I wouldn't use the word industrial, but functional perhaps. It's thinner for one thing, and the modern buildings encroach more and more onto the park, but still we do retain a cycling path, a jogging path and a pedestrian path. Now on my right here are pomegranate trees. Who would have guessed? That's wonderful. I'm colourblind, you know. It's really hard for me to see red against green, but those pomegranates stood out like a wonderful sore thumb. And now we're coming up to some statues that I particularly like, and we're going to stop out and have a look at. Well, why not? I have all day. I'm sure you do too. So these are a fantastic set of bronze statues that are a gift from France. At least, judging by the artist, it's the Les Enfants du Monde, Children of the World, and each one of these sculptures is a cast of a manhole or a gas hole cover or something like that, and each one is a child of the world. So I've got Valencia, Spain here, got Egypt, got Brazil here, the wonderful statue of Jesus that looks over Rio. I don't know which country, but it's either Saudi Arabia or Iran. And this is what we call Miss Terry. Mexico, great Mexico, sombrero. Definitely Italy, because I can see Torino on the top. This wonderful sort of, this must be, we don't have to have all this footage, do we? Thank God. I have no idea what that is, but it looks like a sort of a cask, a burial cask. This is one of my favourites. This must be, this is America. Got a Broadway manhole cover here, and one from New York State. In fact, it's all New York. Love the smile. Bit of a mystery, but given some time, Casablanca, so Morocco. What do we have here? Monaco. And on and on. That looks like Turkey. The lovely little gas manhole cover, and a manhole cover there with a shawl. FC. Switzerland. And this looks like China. If I actually stood back and looked at the whole thing, I would be able to say that more quickly. Canada, maple leaf. I don't know. I don't know. Let's say it's Hungary. Britain. London. Great manhole cover on the face there. And the eyes, look at the eyes. And probably Japan. I can't see any marking of a city on this one. And lastly, or firstly, depending on which way you start, we've got, it must be France. They'd have to put the first one first, wouldn't they? Right, time to move on. So just beyond, just to the north of the Children of the World sculptures, or statues, is a lovely sculpture which is a bare fist with a ring finger that is wearing a clock tower. And I cannot find any information about it. There's no plaque nearby about who made it and when, or what it symbolizes, but I'm pretty damn sure that it symbolizes something. We'll try to find out more about that. Now at this point, the park, if you can really call it a park anymore, it's very thin. The cycle paths and the jogging trails and the walking path all become elevated in order to cross the Ngan Pu Da Chau ferry terminal. So I'm just coming up to the Ngan Pu Da Chau, which I can see in front of me. The bridge itself, this beautiful cable-stayed bridge, is quite something. 8.5 kilometers almost from end to end, spanning Pudong and Puxi. It was this bridge, in fact, that made the development of Pudong possible, or at least easy, we should say, or easier. Wonderful bridge, the Ngan Pu Da Chau, 423 meter span. Did I mention that before? Apparently Deng Xiaoping in 1991 inscribed the name of the bridge, or his name, one of the two, onto one of the towers in his handwriting. So it might be that the handwriting you can see clearly on one of the towers is in his writing, and most likely it's the name of the bridge. So although the park has lost its sort of bucolic character, it does now have a rather, I would call it beautiful infrastructure quality about it. Beautiful day. Ah, here comes one of these lovely unladen ships moving downstream, along with its fully laden barge to keep it company. This one carrying sand and gravel. Lovely things, these ships moving down and upstream. Now this is worth another stop. This bend in the river is the first time we've been able to see in plain view downtown Pudong, all the towers that make up that famous skyline. Obviously the tallest is the Shanghai Tower, 632 meters. To its right you can see the World Financial Center, or what we call colloquially the Bottle Opener Tower. Between those two you see the Jim Mao Tower, which is sort of a pagoda-like architecture, and is serrated on its edges. And of course to the left is the iconic Pearl Tower of Shanghai. And don't forget, we have this fantastic river traffic, which we'll talk about in another episode. But now it is time to find some shade and some lunch.